My name is Leslie Ann Lopez. I am Associate Commercial Counsel and I work for Checkr. Life before SpotDraft was very complicated and disorganized. The company I worked for previously, Buoy Health, we are a very small business, but in the health and tech space, of course, as you can imagine, using a contract management solution was like a priority for our team, and we were using a few that really did not meet our needs, especially with the volume that we were starting to see. And being a small team, we definitely needed a platform that could keep up not only with our needs, but also with their business needs and then what our customers needed from us as well. So it was very messy, but as soon as we started to onboard SpotDraft into our systems, it was definitely a bit more clear in terms of like the path forward and how we could support the business better. I think one of the big things that we saw was really just like the status updates and understanding like where, at what stage the contract was in. Was it in the customer's hands? Was it under internal review? Was it still under legal review? Or was it under review by like a sales team person or someone else in the business? So it was able to give us better visibility in that sense, because before that, we just had no idea, and we just heavily relied on our legal team to just update, our ticketing system or other platforms accordingly. But again, very messy. We didn't like it. Another thing that was really big for us too was just the repository of contracts that we had. Because we worked with so many contracts, it was really hard to keep track of like important dates, termination dates, effective dates, even specific clauses, like is there a termination for convenience clause? And if so, what was like the notice period? So before that, we had a very manual process of, if you can imagine this, an Excel spreadsheet where we would manually track each customer and every single, essentially like contract term. And if we had to look something else up, it was like a control find kind of experience and like type in the customer name, type in this. And it was very hard to keep track of. So using SpotDraft, one of the beautiful things that our team really loved was the fact that we could use their technology to pull out all of those specific contract terms. So our team had less work to do and really could focus on the big ticket items related to like legal review and really understanding like what our customer needs are. But we didn't have to worry about these mundane things that are easy to do, but when you're working with so many contracts, the work adds up very quickly and it gets really difficult to maintain and really just to be scalable because our company was growing so quickly at the time. First and foremost, working with the SpotDraft team was amazing. The previous vendor that we worked with was really not as easy to get along with in terms of just like integration. I just felt like, one, we were taken care of and they really like listened to our needs that were very specific to our business. A big thing in that was really the repository and being able to really pull out those different contract terms and then put it into a digestible format for us to like not only search, but also just read and quickly get answers to our business like stakeholders. But just the implementation alone, I felt like because we were really walking through that process side by side with the SpotDraft team, it allowed us to like easily integrate it with the rest of our team because, as you know, changes to any kind of business operation is very hard. But because our legal team knew kind of the ins and outs, it made training the rest of our team much easier than what we had previously experienced. I think one word to describe SpotDraft, I would say innovative. I think the reason why I say that is because I think in this space, there's a lot of competitors out there, and there's a lot of vendors out there that offer a lot of the same thing. I think the thing that really stood out for our team when we were trying to find a new contract management system and platform was really the fact that it was really like forward thinking in the way that I think legal teams should be really pushing forward. Some vendors that we looked at, I won't name anyone, but they felt so clunky and really hard to integrate. And I think one of the things that we loved about SpotDraft was that we were working directly with their team, their engineers, to integrate their platform into our systems, whereas other vendors that we worked with, you would have to work with other third-party consultants and other people that just one, didn't really know the product as well, and then thus didn't really know what our specific business needs were. So again, it felt like we were really pushing the boundary in the direction where I think the legal kind of just contract management needs to go into, because they're using technology that actually helps us automate and scale our operations better, which was the primary concerns that we had as a team. But it definitely allowed us to focus on other things while the platform was just assisting us in so many different ways that we didn't even have to worry about it. So it made it easier.